Okay, here are the rewards. You get the skin if spooks could kill. Okay. Then you get the Echo theme. Hecko 3. There's also a gun trinket. There it is.
Oh, looking good.
I'm not a big fan of trinkets. I find them to be kind of annoying myself, but let's go ahead and take a look at the weapon skin. Okay, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm feeling that. That's fucking sick. Alright, this one's worth it. This one's worth it. This is the level 15 Ghoul Metal Gray weapon skin. That's worth doing all 15 challenges for. However, the trinket that we already just took a look at, the Echo device, and the skin... I don't know. Let's see if it unlocks on all the other characters, though. We'll load up Zane and see what he looks like.
A covert operative.
That weapon skin is sick, though. Oh, he feels so slow! Alright, so it does unlock on all characters, at least. So you don't have to do it all on all 4 characters. Just make sure whatever you started on, that you finish it on, because your progress does not carry over on each character, see? We've completed on Moze, we've not done it on Zane, but we already have all the rewards.
Oh, Zane, you're looking...
Let's see, let's go see what our dictator looks like with the ghost skin on it. See, that's sick. That's badass.
Bad. But good bad. Not that bad.
I feel that weapon skin, though. I'm kind of sad there wasn't a head, though. Like, there should have been a head for all characters. Like, at least a pumpkin head. Come on. I guess if they put a head in there, people would be like, well, it's a Headhunter pack. There's heads. You never know. But those are your rewards that you get for doing this bloody harvest. And... you know, now that we're completed the bloody harvest, let's talk about it. Ultimately, when you look at, you know, the value of something, somebody, you know, usually brings the cost of what you paid for into play. The bloody harvest, however, is free. So, people say we don't have a leg to stand on to complain about this event because it was free. That's a fair point. I do want to reiterate on that. And I want to say, however, though, my disappointment in the event isn't with the cost or whether or not I feel that I got my money's worth out of it. Because I've already got my money's worth out of Borderlands 3 and beyond. Okay, I paid well over $100 for it. I have a collector's edition, got all sorts of shit with it, and I've put 14 hours into this fucking game already. So I feel like I have a valid, authoritative, well-reasoned opinion on this game, because I've gone through it quite a bit. I haven't gone through with Flak yet, but we have almost 3 really good builds for the characters a month in on the game, and I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that. But when you compare what has been in the past to what also could have been in the present right now, compared to what we do have, I am personally of the opinion that while I do appreciate the free updates and seasonal content, I, however, would personally rather pay for a more elevated product in the long run. I think it was like $3 to $5 somewhere around there for a Headhunter pack when they first released in, 2014, was it? I believe it was 2014. And you got, what was essentially like a mini campaign. It was like an hour, maybe hour and a half if you took your time with the side missions and, explored a little bit. And you got a pretty decent boss to farm at the end. Usually an Easter egg, a puzzle, or some sort of inside joke or two. Moxie's didn't really have much of it, the Wedding Day Massacre, but we did get awesome lines from Innuendo Bot. Like, my hat looks like a penis. It's fucking classic. But I don't feel like anything in this DLC really was like, well, this update, this event was anything where I feel like I would have any memorable moments or lines in it, just because it was
Here
so
is
brief.
a tip. This will be long and hard.
My hat looks like a penis.
Terminator 5000 bonus 500.
As Cell Block so generously just demonstrated. It's a classic line. The only line in this event that really stuck out to me was, it's a telepathic fucking raptor talking to you. Thank you, Cell Block. I appreciate it. It's a telepathic raptor talking to you, and he mentions his mind tongue. That's kind of funny. Made me laugh, but I don't think 5, 6, 7 years from now we're gonna be laughing about Maurice's mind tongue as much as, oh man, wouldn't it be cool if we could at least go back and revisit Haunt whenever we want, like we were able to do with Mr. Tinderflake the Snowman. He got farmed incessantly, and that's what I liked about the Headhunter packs as opposed to this seasonal update, this event, because while it was enjoyable, I went through and I farmed the Hectoplasm 100% legitimately every single time. We went through missions, we beat the shit out of fucking Haunt. We had a good time with it. I mean, it was a little bit repetitive. I would have liked if maybe there was a possible way to maybe, I don't know, go to like Crazy Earl's, buy some Hectoplasm with Iridium. We have a lot of Iridium on store from the event earlier in the other week, and bypass a lot of the Hectoplasm farming, because even though I'm done doing the whole DLC, I would like to farm Captain Haunt now for some of these guns that might not be dropping in the game after he's gone. So the fact that I have to fucking farm 25 Hectoplasm repeatedly is just kind of, I don't want to say absurd, but it really do be that way sometimes. But the Headhunter packs were permanent upgrades to the game, and that's what I liked about them. You know, when we did boss rotations with all of our viewers on Borderlands 2, you know, we would, some of the bosses we would do is Snowflake and fucking Son of Craw. They were really fun bosses. You also had a really cool chance of getting Vermivorous, Triple O, and fucking Cromarax all at the same time in that DLC, which is, you know, wild. It also became the best place to farm the Thunderball Fist, also the best place to farm Triple O, and also became a really good Pearl farm inside the box room, all for like $3 to $5, depending upon what region you bought your Headhunter pack in. And this was content that we could go back and enjoy any time of the year, you know, when Christmas in July. People like to go and, you know, fuck around with, you know, the Marcus Day, you know, celebration. You know, go kill fucking the snowman a bunch of times. And the snowman was very good for leveling for people. And it also was cool because the price point was so low that when I played with somebody, you know, online on Steam, and, you know, they're like, oh, we can't travel to the Cromarax DLC, somebody didn't have, you know, the DLC with us, you know, I was able to just fucking gift it to them on Steam because it was only like $3 to $5, so it wasn't really fucking hurting my pockets to drop fucking like $15, $20 a night, you know, gifting out, you know, DLCs to people, give them permanent upgrades to their game, you know, permanent and meaningful upgrades to the game. And I like the terror mechanics. We just finished all the challenges. I want to go deeper into the terror mechanics, and we probably have a good about like maybe like 6 weeks to get through, farm and you know, build some builds around the terror mechanic, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, is quite a good bit of time. But I really would like to own this, you know? And I thought a really good way to get around that and alleviate the tediousness of the farm is if they brought out these updates. Thank you, camera. If they brought out these, don't you fucking unfocus on me. If they brought out these updates, right? And they had the farming loop. You get your one mission, you get your boss to farm, then you got to go out back into the world, farm a consumable, come back, pay to get into it, you know, pay consumable currency in the game and get into the DLC. Now, that way everybody can enjoy this content. However, those people that enjoy the content and want to alleviate the grind as well should be able to pay the $3 to $5 like the Headhunter Packs did, and that would be, you know, it would wipe out access to having to go get Hectoplasm, allow you to jump in and farm farm the mission anytime you want, and you would own it forever. So this way, you know, we not only have the free update, but those people that also want to buy, purchase, and own this content can, at the same time, for a limited time, you know, buy this shit. And that way, you know, they'll have the limited time, you know, exclusivity of owning a DLC that other people can't, which is gonna drive hype and sales regardless, because people like owning shit that's limited time. But also, the people that physically can't afford $3 to $5 can still, you know, enjoy, farm, and use these weapons for the next 6 weeks, and still have these weapons in their banks, you know, to show that they participated in this event, even though they don't own it, you know? And that's what I'd like to see, is maybe like somewhere in between the Headhunter Pack and the seasonal DLC, because it would be nice to have another boss to fight. And, you know, I like the fact that currently, you know, Captain Haunt not only has some really good mechanics in farming, because you can bypass his immunity stage by actually playing the mechanics of the fight, by taking out his little totems and you know, continuing to fight, but he also, what I feel, has like a pretty decent amount of health. Like, he's not like Grave Ward, where he's just like a massive wall of health for a lot of characters, but he's also not like Captain Trump, where you can just walk in and fucking 5 seconds just fucking shit on him, you know? Because there is a little bit of, like, you know, I guess inflated time in the boss fight with the immunity stages. However, it's not obnoxious immunity stages. It's very well done mechanics. The areas inside the DLC are really awesome looking, and I love the music. Like, the music kind of sounds like a distorted version of Nero's Doomsday, especially when the drop hits and it's like, but like I said, I don't want this to go. I want to own this, and I really wish that Gearbox would, if they don't do it with this DLC, at least, you know, maybe rethink the current model going forward. You know, because one of my biggest, you know, selling points of telling people about Borderlands is, dude, you get so much for the content. You know, the DLCs are huge. Like, people coming from Destiny going to Borderlands, and you see like the size of what's the DLC that just came out recently, Shadowkeep, right? And you see the size of that, and you compare that to like the size of you know, Hammerlock's DLC, and they're like, holy shit, this DLC is huge. And you're like, well, the Hammerlock DLC is actually one of the smallest, fastest, and easiest to beat DLC in Borderlands 2. And then you've experienced the breadth of, like, you know, Torgue DLC, Captain Booty, and Tiny Tina, and you realize, you're like, god damn, this was a $20 DLC that gave me, like, you know, like $40-50 worth of content, and expanded on the end game, which is what I expect from my Borderlands updates. Is I expect to get a well-realized, well-fleshed out, fun, enjoyable mini campaign with, you know, I guess, content that upgrades the game, that continues the game, that expands on your experience in the game. And while this does this, I feel like it just didn't do enough of it. And I'm willing to put, you know, my money up in the future for something just a little bit bigger, like Headhunter Packs. You know, I would rather have a seasonal Headhunter Pack where they expand on it each season. Like, in case if they have the Bloody Harvest 2 next year, you know, you would have Bloody Harvest, and then they can expand on the Bloody Harvest from that going forward. You can have different seasons of the same Headhunter Pack, and, you know, that would be a very, very cool way to tackle it going on in the future. But I just feel like it was just a little too grindy for not enough content. Like, they ask you, is the juice worth the squeeze? I'm gonna make a glass of fucking fresh squeezed orange juice. Is this orange juice gonna taste good enough for me to sit here and squeeze like 3 or 4 fucking goddamn oranges into this glass to do it? And, you know, if that answer is yes, then you're satisfied. If the answer is no, and right now, I feel like, what did we get? We got a gun skin, which was fucking awesome, by the way. We got a character skin, which was and we got a gun trinket and echo skin. Not even new heads for the characters, which is one of the things that we always expect from a new DLC, is at least new heads. Like, but we didn't get it. So I feel like I'm gonna grade Gearbox on a curve here, because I could go much lower. However, knowing that this is not a DLC and it's not paid content, this is just a seasonal mini update, I'm going to give them a C- on this first initial seasonal update. Normally, I would have gone with a D, honestly. But Gearbox's previous work with their DLCs, and the fact that it's not a DLC, that it's free, and we have another DLC on the way, is why I'm gonna bump that D up to like a C-. But I think they got to do a little bit better than that. And I have no problem with what they offered us. I just, just hoping for just a little bit more. But I will say, what is there ranks well above the Waddle Gobbler. So, it's not as bad as it could be. My name is Jay, MorninAfterKill. I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys rate, comment, and subscribe. If you really thought about one of video, I'd highly appreciate it because it gives me motivation to make more videos for y'all motherfuckers to watch my motherfucking videos. This is just my initial thoughts and reactions to finishing up the entire Bloody Harvest. We've done all the quests. We've done all the challenges. We've unlocked all the rewards. And it was alright. It was alright. You know what I mean? It wasn't the greatest, but it definitely wasn't the worst. Waddle Gobbler. But that's just how I feel. I still feel like Borderlands 3, like, this does not detract from my enjoyment of Borderlands 3 at all. I still love Borderlands 3. It still has added to the game to me because of the terror mechanics that I'm about to dive into and, you know, try to, you know, incorporate into our builds. And I look forward to doing that. I really do. And that's going to be, you know, an enjoyable time over the next 5 to 6 weeks while this event is active. Just, let me give you some money, Gearbox. Let me buy some shit off you. Sell me some shit, yo. I want to buy some shit. Let me buy an upgrade to this game. Let me buy some heads and skins and shit, yo. That's just how I feel. My name's Jay, MorninAfterKill. Thanks for watching. And I'm going to see y'all motherfuckers later. Yeah, it's just my thoughts. Well, it was originally me just giving my opinion, but then I just started flowing pretty good on it, so I was like, let's just keep this going.